It's been confirmed today that Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar was killed by the IDF on Tuesday after an exchange of fire with a patrol team, two of whom were shot dead by Sinwar himself, who was mortally wounded and died in a shelled-out house in Rafah in southern Gaza. It was not realised that Sinwar was dead until 2 days later when Israeli soldiers returned to the scene and recognised him. This was later confirmed with fingerprint, dental and DNA records. But what does this mean for the future of Palestine's struggle against occupation? And does a ceasefire look more or less likely to happen now that the leaders of both Hamas and Hezbollah have been killed within days of each other? You're watching My Left Eye, and in this video I'll be answering those questions as well as seeing what the reaction from Kia,
the return of the sausages,
Starmer and other world leaders has been like since the news broke. Hamas itself has put out a statement that they refuse to submit to the enemy and its struggle will not stop until Palestine is liberated and the last Zionist expelled from it. They're also due to meet to elect a new leader shortly, according to a BBC report. This is more than likely a reaction to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's statement yesterday, in which he implied that he thinks Israeli hostages could now be released unconditionally without a ceasefire or Israeli forces withdrawing from Gaza and the West Bank, and if that sounds crazy, then that's because it is. It's worth noting at this point that Yahya Sinwar was not the first leader of Hamas, and that signs so far indicate that it will not be the last. The foreign minister has also said the cause for liberation of Palestine is more alive than ever, and that his martyrdom will inspire resistance. However, the US seems to be confident of a ceasefire now being achievable, but we've heard that too many times before from Biden, Kirby and Blinken. Now that other countries like Lebanon and Iran have been brought into this regional war, I can't say that I share America's disingenuous optimism, given the number of times Netanyahu's thrown talks under a bus at the last moment in order to continue his fanatical onslaught of civilians in Palestine and the wider Middle East. Elsewhere, Italy's leader Giorgia Meloni met with Lebanese leader after 15 Italian members of UNIFIL were injured in the latest illegal Israeli attack on peacekeepers. The UK's Prime Minister Keir Starmer, however, has used the Hamas leader's death as an opportunity to brown-nose his lobbyist paymasters, taking the chance to back up Israel's statements almost in verbatim and reminding us how he's leaving our country on the wrong side of history. The main aim of this statement was to label Sinwar as a terrorist and again falsely imply that this all began on October last year. To Starmer, 100 people who were alive, albeit in captivity, are worth more than over 42,000 dead civilians, including 16,000 children, and so it's evidence. With Israel paused to launch a large-scale attack on Iran, who have promised an even bigger retaliation, the chances of the regional war simmering down rather than boiling over look increasingly unlikely, especially now that the IDF have crossed the border into southern Lebanon, where they're involved in a ground battle with Hezbollah and the aforementioned United Nations peacekeepers caught in the middle under attack from far-right Zionist forces. Rather than Hezbollah and Hamas alike giving up the ghost now that Sinwar is dead, I think the opposite is now far more likely. The best chance of de-escalation would be if Netanyahu was removed from power, either domestically or by being brought in front of an international court. So what do you think about the consequences of Sinwar's death and how it will affect the regional war? Please do let me know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Please hit the subscribe and thumbs up buttons to help us out on the algorithm. You can now join the channel with a membership for just 99p with some great perks for you to enjoy, including exclusive content and early viewings, plus lots more. And you get to join the list of awesome people who support the channel that you can see on your screen right now. Hit the join button or follow the links in the channel description. If you'd like to make a one-off contribution, then please hit super thanks on the video or follow the link to our Buy Me a Coffee page where you can help to show solidarity and support the channel for just the price of a tasty hot beverage. All contributions are greatly appreciated. Thanks again everyone. My Left Eye, be seeing you soon.